I am Samson, chosen by God, blessed with strength beyond measure. But strength alone, I learned, is not enough. From birth I was set apart. My mother, once barren, was visited by an angel who foretold my coming. As I grew, so did my strength. It was exhilarating. I felt invincible, untouchable. One day on my way to Timnah, I encountered a young lion. It roared and charged at me. Without a second thought, I tore it apart with my bare hands as if it were a young goat. The power coursing through me was intoxicating. But with great power comes temptation. I fell for a Philistine woman against my parents' wishes. They pleaded with me, "Isn't there an acceptable woman among our people?" But I was stubborn, blinded by desire. At my wedding feast, I posed a riddle to 30 Philistine men. Out of the eater, something to eat. Out of the strong, something sweet. They couldn't solve it. Frustrated, they threatened my wife. "Coax your husband into explaining the riddle," they demanded. When they cheated to solve it, my anger knew no bounds. I struck down 30 men to pay my debt. My life became a cycle of vengeance and retaliation. With each victory, I grew more complacent. I set fire to Philistine crops using foxes with torches tied to their tails. I slaughtered 1,000 men with a donkey's jawbone. Then came Delilah. Beautiful, cunning Delilah. I thought I could outsmart her, but I was wrong. She asked me again and again, "Tell me the secret of your great strength." 3 times I lied, 3 times I escaped her traps. But her persistence wore me down. In a moment of weakness, I revealed the truth. "No razor has ever been used on my head," I told her. "If my head was shaved, my strength would leave me." I awoke to find my head shaved, my strength gone. The Philistines were upon me, and I could not fight them off. They gouged out my eyes and bound me with bronze shackles. I, who once walked free and strong, became a slave, forced to grind grain in prison. In the darkness of my cell, I had time to reflect on my arrogance, my failures, the people I had let down. But in my darkest hour, I remembered my true strength. It wasn't in my hair, but in my faith. The Philistines brought me out to entertain them in the temple of their god, Dagon. Thousands were there, celebrating their victory over me. As I stood between the pillars of the Philistine temple, I prayed, not for vengeance, but for the strength to fulfill my purpose. My heart raced, knowing the gravity of what I was about to do. "Sovereign Lord," I whispered, "remember me. Please, God, strengthen me just once more." I felt the cool stone beneath my palms, the weight of destiny upon my shoulders. In that moment, I understood. My strength was never truly mine. It was a gift, meant to serve a greater purpose. With one final push, I brought down the temple. In death, I achieved what I could not in life. The roar of falling stone filled my ears as I felt my strength surge one last time. My brothers and my father's whole family came to get me. They brought me back home and buried me between Zorah and Eshtaol in the tomb of Manoah, my father. I had led Israel for 20 years. A judge, a warrior, a flawed man who found redemption in his final act. My legacy would live on in the hearts of my people. Remember my story not as a tale of great strength, but as a lesson. True power comes not from ourselves, but from our faith and our purpose. And in the end, it's not the strength of our arms that matters, but the strength of our conviction and the purity of our hearts.